Hey, we're live.
Hi
Awesome.
there.
Okay, a little bit different setting for me because my husband's not here. He went golfing like he normally does on the weekend, and my son likes to lay in bed and drink milk. So that's what he's doing. And
Kind of
watching.
side-eyeing you a bit.
Yeah, like mom, when you put me on, I choose when I go on, not you. Um, such as when he's climbing my back. Um, So, yeah, that's the setting. It will probably change during one of the sprints and go back to the normal place. And I am so glad that we have Mama Maggie here, Laura Nettles, Shannon, and of course Michael. You made your appearance into the into the chat because I forgot to do an Instagram story of like, hey, this is what we're doing. It's gonna be on my channel,
Oh,
but luckily,
oh,
y'all know to look out for this. Appreciate
yeah.
it. So, Michael, is this your
Yes.
first time doing Flash Fiction?
On your channel, for sure it is. Yeah. Like I've been to a bunch of them, but like for being on screen, yeah.
Yeah, but is it your first time writing them? Timed?
Uh, no.
Okay,
Yeah, I've done it a good few times. Here and there, like guest hosting and also on my channel. So
perfect. Thank you, Shannon. I'm glad we've become a commodity. Is that the right word?
uh, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm eating because my husband, even though we're supposed to be on diets, he went to Dunkin' Donuts today because my
Okay.
daughter has a friend sleeping over. And so now we have munchkins and donuts, and I can't resist. I have zero power.
Okay. So I'm about 90 to 90, let's say 90% sure. Uh, you call them munchkins,
Yes, munchkin
and we call them timbits.
donut holes.
Yeah, we don't call them munchkins. We don't call them donut holes. We just call them timbits to show like the monopoly that Tim Hortons has in Canada. It's
I
just like,
always
oh,
find it
pass a
interesting.
Kleenex or something, like just the brand name. So we just say timbits.
I always find it interesting how society grows and ends up the language forming based on the area and how it differs between. Even though
Hmm.
you could have the same thing, like both have corn and stuff, like language evolution is one of my favorite things. I had
Yeah,
a
I'm
class,
sure.
huh?
Yeah,
I had a
like I'm
class
sure
on
that
that
if
in
you if you
college. I think where we went from like Beowulf to there was one in the middle, and then like Canterbury Tales and stuff, and how that language evolved between those stories.
oh yeah, right, totally. But also like English is a fairly new language.
Yes, and we pretty much borrow from everybody else.
Yeah, I'll tell you a quick story. I remember we were in a museum. It might have been the ROM or the Royal Ontario Museum in downtown Toronto. I'm not sure. I think it was, but we were just in the museum. We were touring the exhibits, and then we came to this like this tablet. It was actually stone, as I remember, in a glass display case, lying flat, and there was Chinese on it, and it was like 16th century or something like that. And I was looking at it. I don't read Chinese at all, but I was there with my mom. She happened to be standing beside me, and I asked her, like, because she's born and raised in Hong Kong. She's Chinese is her mother tongue, and writing it and speaking it and everything. And I asked her, like, when you read this, like, does it strike you as like old fashioned or antiquated or whatever. You know, like if you had English that was
Yeah.
16th century, you'd have like long S's and double U's and things like that. And she said, no, it's like literally legit just Chinese the way that it would be today. So my point is that Chinese is just so old that it's evolved already to where even a good few hundred years ago, it was just kind of settled. And
Where regular slang is not affecting it.
oh, I don't know about that for sure.
Well, I
Slang
mean,
would,
like, because for us, our slang, that's usually what makes the language evolve is slang, and then
yeah,
it becomes a part of the
right,
culture. And our slang has just constantly changed our pronunciation. And then, not to
hmm,
mention how English is spread across multiple locations. Like
right,
in the United Kingdom, they usually keep the U in like color, and where we dropped it off in America.
right,
And so there's spelling differences uh, across
yeah,
there,
yeah,
even though I've watched a few videos where, like, even just the pronunciation of, God, I'm trying to remember any of the words that we pronounce differently, but it's spelled the same, but like we put a
oh,
silent B or something in it. We don't pronounce the B, whereas um, the like habit. I don't even know if that was the word. But whereas in England they do pronounce the B. We didn't get the
right.
memo. Yes, sweetie. You're not cold? Okay, that's fine.
Even a word like important, there might be a more
Yes,
rounded.
herb. Herb. Like we say herb, they say herb in England. Thank you, Eva.
Oh,
Thank you for the
okay.
win. Just as you arrive, you already like establish. What were you gonna say? Sorry.
Um, I was just on the point of like actual pronunciations. I was just bringing up the word important because a lot of times in like the states, you'll hear more of like a important, or something like a softer T sound, but that's kind of nitpicking. Yeah, there's lots of words and stuff.
Yeah, I
Um,
always find it interesting. It's funny.
but I just found it interesting that um, like the Chinese hadn't, at least like I think for like the
I
formal writing, like it hadn't changed in
I do
like
find that
however many
interesting
years.
because I believe, like, I always think of English, how slang affects our language. So it's interesting that other languages are so established that like slang really doesn't change. But also, it could be a different, um, being character based. It's not going to change
Yeah,
in my mind as easily as spelling words and stuff. Though I'm assuming there is like a shorthand way with Chinese characters, just as in America we put
yeah,
BTW when we say by the way.
hmm, yeah,
So Shannon said, I used to teach college English, and some students would bemoan,
yeah,
yeah, bemoan language changes, especially text talk. And I'd point out that we were witnessing the evolution in language. I mean, that is a valid point. I still bemoan it. I'm one of those people. It's so funny though, because my friends started texting like on a QWERTY keyboard, whereas I was still on the T9, and they were just like feverishly going typing everything in, and I go, nothing in the history of the world that was important was accomplished with just your thumbs, and that was my response. And then now these days, I got an iPhone and I'm typing away most of the time.
now you've got me thinking there could be a riddle in that or something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, another
What's that
point.
expression about being like all thumbs or something like that?
Yeah, true. Being all thumbs. And I say, And I'd say they couldn't. Oh, and I'd say that they couldn't understand Shakespeare, and most couldn't, and it's because how language evolved to what we speak today.
True, true.
Yep. When the immigrants were coming through Ellis Island, the agents changed so many names to be less foreign. Absolutely. Like, so my parents' names came through, and I wish I could remember what it's supposed to be originally, but I don't. So, and it kind of sucks for that. But uh, I kind of wish we had a little bit of that culture. I kind of wish they didn't change names because now we had this like Americanized last name that actually originated from France or Norwegian or any of those, like Norwegian region.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'm getting there.
Uh,
At some point, I'll be ready to type. All right. Oh my god, I'm trying to keep up with the chat. We're going on a whirlwind with language here.
oh,
This is why y'all are my people. I'm in
totally.
the mind if you can understand it, it was well said, regardless of language rules.
I hear
Unless
that.
you're publishing, then get an editor. Yes.
Actually, Eva, I was thinking about like hand gestures
Oh
as
my
like
gosh, hand
helping with,
gestures. Yeah,
you
signals
know.
and stuff between cultures and how it's different.
Yeah.
Like this in Spain is bad. Like it's the equivalent of giving the finger. It's calling someone like cheap,
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
But there's all the hand
Yeah.
gestures.
There's lots of yeah. Totally.
Old Aramaic of the Torah was forbidden to be changed under penalty of punishment. If a
Oh
letter
right.
was changed, the whole scroll was to be burned, and the change proposed um, was purpose what the scribe either. Wait, I'm reading this wrong. I need to get new glasses soon. The scroll was burned, and if the change was purposed, the scribe either.
Had all their dot dot dot
Yeah.
fingers broken so they could
Oh,
no longer
oh, bless me.
right, or
Okay.
were stoned to death.
And
Oh
the
my.
scribe had all their fingers broken so they could no longer write and were stoned. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, that to me is just double point. Like, why would you remove all their fingers and then go, you can't write again? Actually, we're just going to kill you so you can't write again. So, like, they're
um
afraid that they're going to learn with their mouth or their feet or something.
I think, well, Mama Maggie does say or or we're stoned to death.
Yeah. So I'll drop a your in the comment thread if the typo maker is being snarky.
Oh yeah.
You are spelled out, yes. I never like I use when I text. I may text a lot, but I'm trying to use punctuation. I never type the letter U. And one of my husband's and my pet peeves is when, and it's usually our parents that will do this. But when we make sure someone says understands what's going on, and well, usually you'll say okay. Well, our parents sometimes will just put the letter K, and it bugs us, and I don't know why it bugs us.
Actually, I confess I do use the word K, but I use it like
You do
um,
KAY.
yeah, KAY
But
or
to me, that's
apostrophe
fine.
KAY.
And there's OK, which is
Right.
fine. But just the letter K just feels like okay, like to me it's like a I can't be bothered
Oh.
almost like a K with a hand wave. I always imagine a hand wave with it of like, yeah, go.
Back to the hand gestures.
Yeah, true. Well, I mean, they say, hold on, going back to Shannon's comment, but they say like what 90% of communication or 70% of communication is
Nonverbal.
not the words you choose, but the tone, the hand gestures or facial movements and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, like even in American Sign Language, the facial uh the faces you're making while you're signing are conveying just as much as the word you're signing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So Shana agrees with me. She says, we lost so much rich history and culture with name changes. I love that we have a multicultural society. I know one of my favorite things is being in a place where they have like festivals celebrating a culture that is prominent in that area. And then I get to try the different foods or even an Americanized version of the foods. I loved living in San Antonio, Texas, because that is the first time in my life that I had authentic Hispanic food. And it was
Oh, okay.
glorious. Oh my gosh, poor Chandra. So Chandra is not here, even though I know on the line it said um, she would be, but um, it's because StreamYard's not working for her. It said that uh, when she logged in, that this stream ended 6 hours ago, and
Oh, there you
she
go.
couldn't really sign in with her password. And then she tried to log in, and it said it wouldn't take her password. So,
Oh,
whew, okay. And she's suggesting that I change my password just in case if something went up. All right.
I'd like to go to Texas though. Just going back to what you were saying.
I think traveling is like one of the best things ever. When I lived in
Oh yeah,
Europe, I loved traveling and seeing different places.
right.
Not to say that immigrants gave up their culture, but they had to hide it when they couldn't enrich our society. Yeah, it became like there's a reason why there's like the questions on forums that says what's the language spoken at home, because so many cultures came here and could only be like themselves, true to their culture at home, and they had to like, I hate to say this, but
Mm-hmm.
whitewash practically uh in outside the home.
Mm-hmm.
Put a K and KK for okay all the time with my kids. Well, at least you don't use three Ks, Mama Maggie. Glad you stop it at two. Yep, okay, they agree with me. Snub. Your parents don't realize that. Yep. 80s thing to put a K or KK. Yeah, I remember that. Like I remember growing up with my friends and we would call each other so like double names. So there was Tiffany, Kaylin, and then myself, Natalie. And I was Nat Nat. There was Tiff Tiff, and then KK. That's what we did. I
Oh,
don't know why they did
really?
that. But yes, sweetie, what do you need? She's already awake, but all right, did you want to go downstairs? Yeah, because I got better lighting downstairs. All right, cool. At the Sprint, I do have a thing pulled up. I am going to jump through. Oh my god. It isn't what you say it when you say it, it's how you say it. Absolutely. Which is why Southern speak is um, too snarky while being polite, and the difference between sarcasm and sincere is very thin. Yeah, I
Oh,
think living in the South is the reason why people can't tell when I'm joking or sarcastic, because it's too thin. All right,
I
you gonna do?
can I can definitely tell.
Oh, thank you. But we also, you and I both have a dry sense of humor. Like we laugh at like the the things that usually go over people's heads. That sounds pretentious. But like the things where they just go, oh, and they like brush it off or something. Where you and I are like, hey, all right. Just assume if it's inauthentic. Yeah. The evolution of names isn't always political or religious. Sometimes it's due to family squabbles. Oh, very true. I've seen a lot of surname spelling changes in the family histories with stories of strife. Man, history, some of my favorite stuff is history um like drama and everything. I don't care who won wars or whatever. I mean, I want the family drama, or like give me the Hatfields and the McCoys, okay? Like, I like the drama, especially around the times of the Revolutionary War and Civil War. Yep. Bless your heart is pretentious. Yes.
No one says bless your heart around here, really. I mean, like if you heard it, you'd know what it meant, but I don't think
I
anyone
like
really says
so
that around
I
here.
say it, but it's usually when someone's telling me a story, or I'm watching a show and the person's struggling really bad and I go, "Oh, bless their heart." And then
Oh,
I'll even say it at work too, because at work they go, "Yeah, so the team they did this." And I go, "Oh, bless their heart."
oh, I see.
And stuff, where it's usually a like, for me when I say it, it's a sentiment of they just caused themselves some struggle and they're going to need some help to get out of it. Like they made it worse for
Right,
themselves. So,
right.
okay, I do have a timer, but I also need to change share our prompt. The main reason why we're here.
Whoop
So,
whoop.
Michael, you can do this however you wish. I've started to not outline at all, but I used to. Um, and then, uh, really, in 30 minutes, we just try to have it done. Chandra can sometimes get up to 600 words. I'm usually around 400, whatever
Okay.
works for you.
I probably won't outline it all. I mean,
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
With 30 minutes, it's kind of tough. But
Yeah,
today's prompt, and I'm also going to copy and paste it into the chat so that people can highlight it and paste it into whatever Word document you're working in.
cool, cool.
But prompt number one is a um, single parent solves. Oh my god, hold on. There we go. A single parent solves a problem. Just pretend it's plural. Sorry. Words to include are adoption. That should be adoption. Okay. Make sure I'm going to read it from the book. Make sure I didn't screw anything up, please. Adoption, grotesque, cove, snail, olive, navel, rivulet. I got to look that one up. Hollow, ambrosia, and pale.
Whoop whoop.
Oh my gosh, now they're talking about Shannon's lineage. My maiden name is Huston, which was originally spelled in our family line until the Civil War. We lived in Ohio and uh, in Indiana. Hold on. Some of the family didn't want to fight, and they crossed the Ohio River and added an O, and just happened to be one of their the one them, and then one of them became famous. So Houston, Texas. And then distantly related to the famous Houston. Which is funny though, because in Georgia there is a county called Houston, spelled the exact same way, but it's called Houston County.
I knew a couple. They so they were friends of my parents, and so like family friends and everything. Um, and they were coming over a long time ago from somewhere in Asia. It might have been Indonesia, and there was a language barrier problem with immigration, and their last name was Ping, Ping, and so this was like on the man's side. His given name was Go. Okay, so his name was basically Go Ping, and there was some mix-up, and they asked him for his name. He didn't understand, and they didn't understand him, and he basically just said something like Go Ping, and so his last name, they were asking him for his last name, so his last name became Goping. even though it was supposed to be ping. Oh well.
Oh, bless his heart.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I
It
have
all
the
comes
timer.
full circle, is what it means.
Oh. All right, I have the timer here. Some of my time is going to be eaten up as I migrate back to my desk because my son is finally ready to go downstairs. And yeah, hopefully in 30 minutes we got this. There is music tied to this one. I don't remember. Yeah, I did set up to uh, do screen audio. So you want to press the button, buddy? Okay, first you're going to mute me. Ah, no, we'll hold off on the mute. Here, you can start the timer though. Okay, press on Spencer's mark.
Yay.
Good job, buddy.
hi. Hey, hi. Can you hear me, Natalie? Are you muted?
Thought I clicked that off. Whoopsies. Okay.
I was confused because
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
I started way too late because I think it was like 20 minutes in that I finally
I actually could.
finally started.
I could do another short sprint myself. I'm not finished at all.
Yeah. 2 seconds. My daughter came up. What's up?
Sorry. I told Caitlin that was.
And then we'll drop her off afterwards. Okay. My daughter had a friend spend the night, so now we're trying to figure it out. Yes, you're going to, Spencer. Just not quite at the age to just leave you home, buddy. All right. I ended up only I've only used 6 words so far, but I have a plan for the others.
Uh-huh.
And it was a lot of lead up in 259 words just to get them to a animal shelter at this point.
I'm planning at this point, to use 5. So I think I've used, let me see, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I've used 4 of the 5 so far that I've kind of like earmarked.
Nice. It's always good to have it marked.
Yeah.
So Eva and Shannon ended up having an entire conversation of their histories and family trees.
Oh,
Yeah, I try to keep up to it every now and then. And then Shannon was able to get 141 words on the novel, A Curse of Scales and Feathers. Also catching up on YouTube videos she missed this week.
oh.
Bravo. I need to do that. I need to pay attention to people's videos. I want to support my friends, but I'm so busy. The best way I can support is live streams, really. And sometimes I can't always do that. And then Eva, these words are a bit of a tangle with the prompt. Yeah, they are. Mama Maggie did 120 words in her fiction, which I'm wondering, she did just 120 word fiction, which is actually really good. Bravo, Mama Maggie, to be able to limit it to that. And they were a bit of a tangle. Like the words I have left are, oddly enough, is snail, olive, navel, and ambrosia. So ambrosia, I'm like, all right, that's what the mom's gonna make for dinner. I'm doing a cop out. And then snail, olive, and navel. I'm a little confused on what snail will be. Olive is gonna end up being the name chosen for the animal that they pick out, and then navel, either I was gonna make the animal a puppy and like so young of a puppy that it's where the umbilical cord was, you can still see it slightly, or the animal, or it might be an older animal that is being adopted, which I love those stories, not just a puppy. And I actually thought about having them adopt 2 animals, one that's elderly and then a puppy, but nuzzling the navel of the child as they're sitting down and playing with the animals or something. I was thinking about that. Snail, if they get an older dog, that could be it for snail, moving very slowly.
I have to admit, I'm not really too much a fan of the word navel for some reason.
Yeah, to me, it's navel is similar to the word I think that most people feel for moist. Though, isn't there a navel orange?
Yeah, actually.
So, I don't know. Any of those things. Now, did you... oh, wait. I'm supposed to copy and paste and put it into that document. And I'll read what you have so far, and then we can talk about where you plan for it to go.
Okay, if you want to do it that way.
Yeah. Because even though it's not finished, it's okay. We can at least brainstorm.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just got to open up Instagram since that's where we put the link. There we go. Open. The fact that it can be Navy related or a belly button is hilarious. I love it. Thank you, Shannon. Yeah, Navy would be naval in AVAL. Or, yeah, would that be? Yeah. Like a naval ship versus naval EL. God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of language evolution and everything, I have an app on my phone. I don't get paid by them, but it's called Elevate. And they have it's a subscription thing, but to me it's totally worth it. I've already noticed a change in my ability to do math on the spot. I believe my vocabulary is getting more verbose. I try to use a fancy word instead of say spread out. But my vocabulary is increasing, and it's but there is this one challenge in here where it's whether you making sure you're using two words that are very similar in the same sentence, and whether you need to swap them or not. And so one of them was like, gosh, what was it? Yeah. Okay, so this one, nope, wrong one. Menu. I'm finding it. Now I gotta get it. Brevity, commas, refinement, spellings, syntax, diction, eloquence, transitions on. Now I'm stuck to find out which one it is. I know it's not that. No, it's not connotation. Is it extraction? Nope. Not that. Okay. I'll find it another time. So but it will use take two words that are very similar, like
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I can't think of any words that are similar right now. Like, I got it. It's gonna come to me, but you put them in the same sentence.
Uh-huh.
Like, I wish I could think of any of them right now. To me, it's just so great when when you can use two words that sound so similar in the same sentence. And to me, it's a challenge because then you got to choose: is the sentence going to stay this way, or do I need to switch these two words for it to make sense? And I thought it was very interesting that there was that entire setup, because they also touch on common sayings like idioms and such as straight and narrow versus straightened arrow.
Oh.
And they'll help you make sure that you're using the right idioms, instead of thinking what it was. Like, even last night, so my husband and I were listening to, what was it? You Ought to Know by Alanis Morissette. And growing up, in the line that she says, "The cross I bear that you gave to me," he thought it was a cross-eyed bear. And he's like, wow, she's really clinging on to this stuffed animal. So growing up, he thought that. But it's just those things I always find interesting of like what we
Yeah,
lavish
yeah,
onto. So either. All right. Maybe I'll think of the word later.
yeah.
Like,
For sure. Like if
like,
you gave your
like,
subconscious mind
yeah. Like
a bit
if
of
two
time.
words, I was just thinking of an idea. Here would be an example. The hallowed halls were hollow after the end of the school year. And you would decide, would you switch those um,
Right.
to make it fit, or is it stay the same? So that's a situation. Okay,
Hmm.
now are you ready for me to read your story?
Yeah, I actually just in these last couple of minutes, I kind of just went ahead and wrapped it up. Um,
So you'll probably add more later to,
wrapped the story. Yeah, I've
yeah.
just like at least just to officially call it complete, I've just wrapped it up quickly. And like right in the end, I think there's a lot that's not explained, but maybe it works that way anyway because um, maybe you could even, as the reader, just have a bit of liberty to kind of connect dots however you want and interpret it however you want.
There
And
is that aspect is like
yeah,
giving your readers, not explaining everything to them, because then it feels like you're speaking down to them. Giving them
right.
some credit is one of the advice that writers are told a few times. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But in this case, I've just literally got no time. So
yeah, no, we got 30 minutes. It's supposed to be rough. We do on this little show, I guess you could say, we do the exact thing that we tell people not to, which is don't judge your piece right when you put it down. Well, we're judging away, but we're helping and we're getting there. But you usually don't, your first draft or even zero draft, you don't want to share that. You always want to do like a first round of edits before you give it out and share with the
right.
world. But part of this show is like, nope, let's show that everyone makes mistakes and it's really bad
True,
sometimes
true.
and it's fine.
But
Okay,
I haven't even read it over yet. But if you like, you
I
can
know.
go ahead and read
I'm
it.
gonna read it over. This is what we do, dude. All right. Cal poured herself her coffee. First cup, favorite mug. The steam rising and swirling from the beverage was an embodiment of morningness. After going over the windows and looking to the back section of the property,
over
she
over
took
two. After
after
going over
going
two.
over to the windows and looking to the back section of the property, she took her first sip. She'd never been a sugar or cream person, or milk or anything. Now that she was in her older age, she quite abhorred all of that, in fact. She hadn't slept well. She'd been thinking, not about the future, but the past. There was a snail moving along the deck's railing just outside. It was rather pale and even quite grotesque. She sipped her coffee. Sugar, cream, and milk were signs of weakness. But she had, though, but she had, though,
Oh,
of
sorry.
what she
Thought.
thought. Okay. But she
Thought.
had thought of what she, but she had thought of what she'd thought of. And so she felt it was time to visit the site again. With her coffee finished, she put her mug down on the counter. A few minutes later, she was walking across the back property. The morning was cold, somber, and heartless. She made her way across the hollow to the grove after that. Then
And
she was
yeah,
there.
and the
And the grove after that. Then she was there. The headstone read, as it always did, Sarah Thompson, 1989 to 2008. Rest in peace. Even the adoption felt like it had only happened yesterday. Cal stood there, deliberately straight backed. Suddenly, she was very nearly cracked. But she did it. Only weak people cried. Whoa. Man, like I get a lot of the character here. Like you did really good. I take I understand that this is a um though Cal could be a guy too, but because you said her a few times, I know it's a female.
Yeah.
Um, but Cal was a mother, and went through the most horrible feeling ever, of losing a child. Uh, and I just like it was very powerful because you got this character who's like, I'm surprised that she's staying so strong. I would say it's strong, but it's strong in the negative sense, like
Right.
almost like she's not willing to face any emotion, and I don't think she's ever fully processed it. But I understand that about the character. Now, kind of the question that's leaving me here is why, because usually
Hmm.
when a parent loses a child, usually the thing that makes them strong, because many of them crumble, the thing that makes them strong is because they have other kids to take care of, and they don't want to give up on them or make them
Right.
feel less than. The only thing is that the prompt itself is a single parent solves a problem. So I'm wondering what the problem is she solved here.
So near the beginning or at the beginning of the stint, the 30 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
um,
You're good.
um, I went downstairs to get myself a second cup of coffee, actually.
Was
And
there
I
cream and
knew
sugar in it?
uh, it's got like, yeah, with like coffee whitener in it.
Okay.
So, like the cheap stuff, the quick and easy way. Um, but I knew that I would kind of use that bit of time to just kind of think about what I wanted to write,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So I was like, okay, a single parent solves a problem. And then I thought about this thing: what if the single parent wasn't actually a parent at all anymore, so to speak? And I was thinking about like a character solving or trying to solve this problem of having the grief of losing this child.
Uh, okay.
Um,
And
so
here
it's
she's not solving it, just more like she's bottling
yeah,
it up.
yeah, or trying to solve it but
Yeah.
unsuccessfully, or
Yeah,
maybe
true.
she
It
does
doesn't mean like solving the problem doesn't mean you actually like it says
solve
the
it.
it says solves as in it's a continuous process.
Yeah, like a
And
journey.
yeah, and so the problem here is grief, and it's not solved, it's not past tense. And I think that's actually a message here, is that the grief is never solved. It's a process, like you said.
Yeah.
That's an excellent point. All right. So what were some extra stuff that you want to throw in here?
Well, I mean, I did get to the end,
Okay.
kind of, but like if I had more time, let me just flip back to the document thing. I'd probably just write more. I would just kind of,
Do you
I would
think you
just
write
write
more
more.
about her walk up to
Yeah,
the location, and maybe
yeah,
thoughts that pass through her head while she's walking?
yeah. I'd
Okay.
also make Cal less sort of like less of kind of like almost like just this caricature, or kind of like two
Yeah.
dimensional
I
character. Like,
I, I really want to see kindness or whatever. Like maybe
yeah,
she moves the snail, although it's grotesque. Maybe she moves the snail to a plant or something. I want to see
yeah,
this
uh,
softer side to her. Honestly.
yeah, totally. Like maybe she doesn't look at wildlife the way that she looks at um, sort of like the human race, right? Like if she is jaded or something like that, maybe when it comes to people, maybe that doesn't carry over to nature and to snails and stuff like that, or like there could be just more I could do to kind of round her out, if you know what
Yeah.
I mean, a bit.
Well, and then you
Um,
could even drop a hint. Like if she hates the human race, maybe her child passed away, and they were in an accident together, and she survived, but her child didn't, and it was
Uh-huh.
because of a drunk driver. Or this could be an illness, like such as cancer or something, or maybe it was um, someone someone was contagious, and her child was already immune compromised and came by. So that could give a
Yeah.
distaste for humans because they,
Yeah, totally.
uh, in her mind, they killed. So there's multiple
Yeah.
angles you could have here where she kind of takes where there was a single person that kind of is the reason why her daughter's not here, the but she kind of applies it to all humans because, and maybe it could even tie into maybe how people reacted after her daughter died. And it was like at a certain point people started distancing themselves, like, you, like, kind of a get over it by now comments, you know,
Yeah.
and that turned her off even more. Like, we could
Yeah.
delve into all the reasons, and
Yeah.
still
Even
keep maybe the child's death a mystery too,
yeah.
or something as well.
But I'd say even like just big picture, I would really like to spend even like 5 more minutes on the
Yeah.
ending, and then maybe like another 10 more minutes on like the whole story itself, and then
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it would be
Yeah.
a lot more to my satisfaction at that
It's
point.
definitely, it's like you got the meat and potatoes. I just need a little bit of greens or maybe some rolls or something to go with it.
Right. Breadsticks or something.
Oh, yes. Listen, I
Um,
like my carbs. This is why I can never do keto in my life, because I love bread, all of it. Like,
it's been actually years since I've even had a breadstick, I will say. Breadsticks aren't really a thing in Canada. They are, but
yeah,
not like they are in the States. Um, but
yeah,
maybe
and
there's
I will
also the
say there's
pandemic.
frozen ones in the grocery store, but it's not the same.
Oh, yeah.
I've gotten the frozen ones in the grocery store a few times, but all right.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else you want to add about your story, or the chat
Uh,
enjoyed it, by the way.
oh, thank you, Chad.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I
they
did end up using the 5 words, prompt words.
yes, I did see a few words, and then oh, we also got, I think, Mama Maggie's story.
Oh,
No, okay, she hasn't. Okay, Mama Maggie did bring up. My feeling was loose twice. First, I couldn't have a child, then adopted and lost the child, and the strength is only keeping her from collapsing. Toxic strength is Cal's solution. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. I think that's a great explanation of what I was talking about. Strength in a negative sense is toxic strength, like that.
yeah,
You know, the mindset of like, choose to be happy. No, we still have to address the negative emotions, otherwise they're going to overflow at the worst possible moment.
yeah.
Alliteration: her soul suffered like a salted snail shriveling. Ooh,
Ooh,
nice. Okay. Her heart felt like a salted snail. Yeah.
ooh. I see
Okay.
the comment.
Yeah, we got a few. All right, you got a few ideas, and I love the premise and everything. I think it's great.
Oh, thank you.
I went a little more light-handed than you, but it's okay,
Oh,
because usually Chandra's the darker one in her writing than me, and I just like, I'm glad that we're still got that balance here.
so I'm Chandra 2.0.
No. You're like alternate universe Chandra. There's never a one up Chandra, except
Oh.
Chandra when she one ups herself. Oh,
Did you?
Mama Maggie said that hers is higher up and everything. But what you can do is, while I'm finding Mama Maggie's to read, you can read mine if you wish, because I know you got a timeline here.
Okay, so just read it out loud now, Cold.
Yep, that's what we do.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, and I usually, if there's any issues or whatever, like I mistype something, I'll jump in like you did. So
Okay. Okay. Uh, Okie dokie. Uh, Here we go. Where are we going? David asked his mother from the front seat. A sly smile slid across his mother's lips as she said, I just wanted to do something together. Uh, I know we, I think. Is there a we missing?
Possibly. I know
I
I haven't been
Oh, I'm
home
sorry.
much.
Okay, so I know I haven't been home much between waitressing and the call center. So having a day off, both is a reason to celebrate. So having a day off uh,
Of
for
both, of both, or something. I think. Yeah.
oh right so the two jobs, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
It's just happily aligned.
right, okay. So having a day off of both is a reason to celebrate. David shrugged and sunk back into his seat. Let me know when we get there, he said, returning to the sketch in his lap. It was of a grotesque beast. It had most of the shape uh, come from its bones. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. It had most of the shape come from the bones, as if the rest of its body was hollow. David was pressing hard into the paper to get the dark shading of each cove between the ribs, ensuring the fur on bone looked as pale as the bones. What are you working on? David's mother asked as she leaned over, stealing a glance to the piece. Just a pet, David said as he turned the page to get a better angle. Is that a pet? David held up his drawing. Yeah, see the collar? A black band hung loosely around the thin neck of the wolf dog. The mother chuckled to herself. I'm sorry, I missed that, dear. The car pulled into a parking spot. Here we are. Where is here? David asked. We're getting a new addition to the family, an adoption of sorts, his mother said as she climbed out of the vehicle. David appeared by her side just as his door closed. We're getting a puppy? His rivulet of excitement was rapid now. And that's it, it looks
Yeah.
like.
Because the next few blinds will be them actually inside the animal shelter.
Right. I mean, you could even end it here. I mean, it's better
Almost.
off for having an ending than mine is, even as it is, I'd say. Um, but yeah, ooh, yeah, I like that. I like that. I like the like so in my and I'll actually just switch back so I can see you again. Um, in mine, I kind of tried. I didn't have the time, but I tried to use um, the word quite as kind of like a motif,
Mm.
something to kind of represent Cal's sort of like old fashioned, strict strength kind of thing.
Hmm.
Um, Looking at cream, sugar, and milk, and as
Yeah.
weaknesses and all that stuff. And so I
Anything that makes life easier is weakness, is almost her
yeah,
style.
yeah, and I tried to use the word quite to kind of connect with that as a motif. I used it like only twice. Um,
Yeah, using any
and
more in a flash, it starts to become too much. So,
and I kind of feel like the bit of mindset I was in for that um, when I was reading your work just now, and I got to the sort of motif of the collar, it kind of made me think of that. Like I like the collar. I guess what I'm saying is I like the collar idea, like this idea of a collar, not just being a collar, but a representation of like a lot of stuff. Like this means like if you've got this collar, even if it's not tight or it's just for show or something, um, it means something. It means that you are
A
the
part of
pet.
someone's family. Yeah.
Yeah, you are the pet. You are even to go a little bit darker, kind of like the servant or the one in servitude.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, just the symbol of that. I like that. That jumped out to me, the collar. And then like earlier than that, like the two jobs
Mm-hmm.
also. So just the plain old crazy hard work of working the two jobs, and then also being a single parent and not being able to find the time to spend, to spend time with the kid, and how it's like a small miracle if there's like actually some time off between the
Mm-hmm.
two jobs and everything else, and the work at home and everything, or whatever there may be, taxes during tax season or whatever. But yeah, I liked it. Good for you.
Awesome. Yeah, I just want to get those last few things. I actually want them to walk away with the dogs, and it might end up being where they're like torn between an old dog and a puppy, and then the mom's like, "Let's get both," or something, and that's like the final line is
Yeah.
and such. But
And
yeah,
also, now that I think of it, like it seems quite obvious that at least in the past few days they would have been sort of talking about this, and like
nah,
there would
because
be
it's
a
a
reason why.
surprise. Well, the boy has been wanting it, like most
Okay.
kids, and then it's kind of just a surprise of like the mom finally came around to it and was like, you know what, I'm not home. He needs a friend or needs
Yeah.
somebody and stuff. Like I thought about
Okay.
maybe other side of the story is like they had to move recently, and he and maybe they're in the country, so it's not like you can just like bike ride like 2 blocks away to your friend's house or something
Yeah.
situation. Like he's actually kind of alone, and maybe school hasn't started yet, so there was going to be some other elements that I was thinking about to explain why, to kind of show he's lonely without saying he's lonely.
Hmm. Yeah.
So it works. All
Okay.
right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna read.
I see it from that side now. Like he's more he's a lot like he's basically transparent to his mom, and
Mhm.
he doesn't know what she sees of him, but she sees very clearly that he wants a pet, he wants a dog, or whatever.
Yeah,
He's drawing what he's drawing. It's probably not his first, or he's drawn other things
maybe
already.
that's,
And
I could change the language, and where she goes, is this a pet too? And then he goes, yeah, see the collar, like, and then saying a pet too shows that there's other drawings that were
yeah,
in the past, so that could help and show that the mom is more aware. I like that.
yeah. But yeah, I can see it now how it's like he's kind of just being a kid, doing his own thing, expressing himself, and then she can just very clearly see what he wants, um, and everything, and that's why it's basically easy for her to surprise him with something that's a delight to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna read Mama Maggie's real quick, and we can talk about it, and then I'll let you
Okay.
go. Okay. Uh, Michael has
Where
another thing.
have we
I
got a
will put it
timestamp
on
for?
9:34, but I'll pop it up here as
Oh,
I
okay.
read. Okay. Agent Elise Irish knew she was pregnant when she woke to the waves in the cove. He was gone, leaving her orders on the bedside table and a hollow hole where her heart beat only hours earlier. The grotesque nature of their job was how they lived and died to protect people and country, but they were
I think
never
it is
known.
they lived.
Was they lived and died. Okay, the grotesque nature of their job was they lived and died to protect people and a country, but they were never known to enjoy the ambrosia of being loved. Absently, she wondered if the child would be a boy or a girl. Would it have olive skin like his or pale like hers? When you come, when you come, my precious little snail, I will find the perfect family for your adoption. Tears made rivulets from her hazel eyes as her hand rested over her navel. Oh, the
Uh,
imagery. Like, that is perfect.
I like that.
Very, like, yes. Like, you got so much character development out of just 120 words. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, the only thing that threw me off was at first I thought she was in a cove when it's like she knew she was pregnant when she woke to the waves in the cove. And I think just throwing a outside her window or something at the end of that or through the open window would
right.
pull me back that I'm in a room. That's it. Like that's really my only critique, and that's being me being a little nitpicky because I eventually understood, but near the end of like, oh no, she's not like in a cove.
Right. Yeah, I was kind of confused right in the beginning with that too.
Yeah, but no, spot on. I'm glad I scrolled back up for that. Thank you.
Nice, nice.
Okay. A puppy. Oh, how old is David? That was something Mama Maggie said. So I was trying not to give him an exact age, but by sitting in the front seat, I wanted to show. I was hoping the front seat would convey that he's at least like over the age of 10, maybe 13 or something. Old
Yeah,
enough to be home alone.
I had to be a certain age before I could ride in the front seat. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what it was. Maybe like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, here we go.
but cars were
Giving.
different back then,
Yeah, I mean,
and
yeah.
they weren't as safe, and the seat belts were different front and back, and yeah.
Hmm. I remember sitting in the back. You didn't have to wear a seatbelt early on in my childhood.
Oh,
Um, Mom, actually, that was in the RV that we had. Uh, like our very first RV didn't have seatbelts in the back, like on the couch and stuff. You could walk around the whole time. But
oh, right.
Mom
Yeah.
Maggie said regarding mine, maybe Mom finally had enough to get out of the apartment with a yard, and she wants to give him an idyllic childhood since he doesn't have a normal family. Oh, okay. I like that little plug-in. Um, I had Cove Beyond the Window, but needed to cut some words. Yeah. Also had the cottage was empty. Yeah, if hopefully you're able to convey the room again. So appreciate it. Okay. Awesome. I think we had some great stories, and I love that every single one of us went a different direction with it. Like the
Pretty
solution.
much, yeah.
Like went we all used adoption, but you
Right.
had adoption where the child had passed away. I like Mama Maggie's where it's like the solution. The problem is I can't bring you in this world, but I am going to put you up for adoption so you have the best life for yourself,
Right.
and stuff. And I think it's beautiful. I really do. I love writing
Then
and
you
how we
had
can come into it.
adoption of a pet, soon
Yes,
to be new, family member. Yeah.
absolutely. Hey, Phoebe. Shannon has to go, and so does Michael. Actually, they want to. The kids want to visit several train museums today. Have one close, but there's another one in Alabama he wants to visit. Aw,
Oh,
nice. I do. I'm actually. So my son's birthday's coming up, and I sent a picture to Grandma where the son's gonna get like one of those wooden train set tables like where the wooden pieces like connect together, like almost puzzle pieces a little bit.
Yeah.
So he's really excited for that. Well, he doesn't know he's getting that, but he loves trains. Everywhere we go, he's like, we went to
Awesome.
Barnes and Nobles recently, and they had a little train thing out, and he was all over it. And I was like, mental note, he likes that. So
I had actually a train set also when I was young, but not. Actually, I wasn't that young. I was like still a kid, but I wasn't like a young kid or anything. But it was like a long time coming, let's say.
yeah, there's been times where I bought things like maybe when I was older and out of it, but because I didn't get it when I was younger, I was like, no, this is mine now.
If you were to like buy me a brand new Game Boy or something, even
Oh
now,
my
I'd be like,
god.
I'd literally be like a, like a 7-year-old all over again. Oh, Game Boy.
So my childhood comes out anytime a new Kingdom Hearts comes out, because I played
Okay.
like multiple times over Kingdom Hearts. I love that. And then the other things I like to play is anytime the new Tomb Raiders come out. But that's more targeted for older people. I just started young
Oh,
on
okay.
playing Tomb Raider.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it works. All right. So you didn't really give an outro. I kind of just said, "Hey, Michael's here." So you do have your YouTube link and Instagram linked in the description below. Is there anything else that you would like to tell people about, like Friday riddles or gathering with
Well,
you?
I mean, I do stream every Friday afternoon, 3:15 Eastern. And yeah, I'd say most of my streams are
What's
riddle
up?
streams. But yeah, I do the AuthorTube streams.
You gotta go with it, kid. I'm sorry.
That's me.
Yay! Oh,
But actually, also one other thing: if you're nosy, the reason
we
I
are.
do, the reason I do have to actually pop off now is because I have a sort of
Lunch.
lunch date with Becca and Laura in the big city for a bit later, a couple hours. So it's going to take me some time to commute there, all together. So I'd best get ready and get out the door. And we have a place we're going to and everything. I know where it is. Laura's been kind enough to sort of give me the directions.
Pick a place out.
Yeah,
And the directions.
Yeah.
I'm glad that y'all get to connect. I've seen a lot
yeah.
of people lately. Like I know Morgan Lee and Tiffany and
Barrett
and who else? Who else is in that group? Like they're doing like a writing retreat. They got a like Airbnb.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so I think they're in Kansas City or something. But yeah, they're hanging out. I know Chandra and I have talked about we're gonna meet up at some point, but we're only like 6 hours away from each other. So, but definitely, as Phoebe said, enjoy
you can sort
your
of
lunch.
meet in the middle, like
maybe
each traveling 3 hours ish.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing for the day.
Well, your links are down below. Thank you for coming, Michael. I'm glad you hopped on this when I said I'm going to probably need a second person, and I appreciate you joining.
Oh, well, I've had a lovely time. I've totally enjoyed writing a Flash piece, and I've enjoyed your piece also, and Mama Maggie's. And
yes, definitely.
Yeah. I've had fun. Thank you so much for having me on.
Not a problem. I appreciate you jumping on. All right. Later. And I do want to read when you edit it, by the way.
You can okay. Sure. Yeah. I'll be in touch with that.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. We're going to go ahead and jump into the next prompt and next timer. The prompt is blast from the past. The words to include are shrew, happy-go-lucky, esophagus, handkerchief, shred, claws, scone, pewter, I'm going to have to look that one up, biscuit, and necklace. So, speaking of language differences, biscuit in England is a cookie that we call in the States. So, that will be, we can have fun with that one. But I will start the timer in three, two, oh, wait, it's starting at 12:29:53. I need to give myself all the time here. Hold on. Listen here. Nope, we're going to back it up. I know it's just 7 seconds. There we go. I feel better. Okay, ready, set, go. All right. Stop sharing. See, this is the one thing I don't like about the single thing is because I want to highlight the background of Flash Fiction Live. I want you to see it around my face and not just have this singular me filling up the whole space. But that's neither here nor there. So, I just got to fix my spell check. Oh, God, why does that happen? Click one button, all my screens go away for a second. Okay. I still have one word left, which is handkerchief, but I plan to tie that in. So I think I'm just going to go in and read this. The prompt to remind y'all is right there underneath. So there is Blast from the Past. So I kind of went a romance route. I didn't think I was going there, but I ended up doing it. So let's go with it. Would you rather me be a shrew? Carmen said between laughs. Absolutely not. I'm just commenting that every time I see you, you're always happy, so happy-go-lucky, Adam said. The pair walked together down Main Street, passing the shops and restaurants as they continued. Carmen moved her shopping bags so they wouldn't hit Adam. Move her shopping bags to her outside hand. Sorry, I can't help myself. Hand. So they wouldn't hit Adam. What brings you out today? She asked. Adam shrugged as he shoved his hands into his pockets. Well, I was going to hit up the antique shop and see if they had any pewter sculptures or pieces. Dad's birthday's coming up, and I know he really likes how they capture the light. Well, I was going to head there as well to see the necklaces they have, but Carmen lifted her wrist up with bags in hand. They don't open for another 15 minutes. Adam stopped, causing Carmen to halt as well. Do you want to have a scone or biscuit with me as we wait then? Adam inclined his head to the coffee shop next to him. Carmen smirked. We've tried the dating thing before. Yeah, but it was before either of us had graduated. I think it's worth a second glance. Adam wiggled his eyebrows. Carmen shook her head. Very well, but I'm buying this time. You know it's still a date if the woman buys, Adam retorted as he held the door open for her. There is no clause that states that one way or another, Carmen said, as she set her bags down at the two-person table in the corner. I believe it is how the people feel that sorry, a squirrel outside the window totally distracted me. Sometimes I leave the dogs out there outside and I want to make sure I didn't forget. Okay. I believe it is how the people feel that determine if it's a date or not. Adam sat opposite of the bags at the table and nodded his head. I'll be back after I order us some drinks and food. Adam nodded again, but gave his best smile as she walked away. He didn't look away, even as she walked back carrying 2 coffees. The food will be here shortly, she said as she set the warm mugs down. After the sip of coffee had a chance to slide down her esophagus, Adam spoke up. So what do you say about shedding all preconceived notions of each other as we start anew? He offered. Carmen, perplexed, countered his point. Adam, we've known each other since grade school. I mean, we lost touch in college, but seriously, I've seen you eat dirt on a dare. First off, I lied about the dare. I just wanted to try it. Second, a lot can change during college years. Carmen nodded. So I threw in a little bit of humor in there, and what I plan to do is that a little bit of coffee is going to spill as like Carmen's going to finally agree to, all right, fine, let's give this a shot. And when like a little bit of coffee spills or dribbles or something, I don't know what, Adam's going to pull out a handkerchief, which is the final word, and to clean it up, whether it's spills on him or on her, I forget. I don't know, not forget because it hasn't been written yet, but I don't know. It's probably going to be on him. I'm going to make him a little clumsy. But the handkerchief is going to trigger like a blast from the past. Like maybe it's the same handkerchief he had when she fell down the stairs or something, or had a nosebleed as a kid or something. I don't know. And I don't know. I think it could work and everything. I want them to end up together. Regarding the dating that used to be, it was like a single date, and they're like, yeah, no, type situation. But now it's like a redemption arc, I guess. So it makes me laugh. And I wanted to make sure that I didn't make Adam seem like the guy. Like, for example, if y'all remember the movie The Swan Princess, it really bugged me that she was like an ugly duckling growing up and then didn't get the attention of Prince Eric or whatever his name is. She didn't get his attention. Yes, Mom Maggie, please put your flash in the chat. But in the Swan Princess, she didn't get his attention until she like went through puberty and blossomed and was beautiful. And it bugs me. Like, to me, someone being beautiful should not be the trigger. But here I was trying to highlight growing as a person happening in college is what triggered him to grow up and be more together. So that it was just that idea happened. So that was the thing that stood out to me. So now we are going to read Mama Maggie's story. 110 words. So 10 less words than the last one. All right. The shrew won't be coming back. The finality in the director's voice struck like a hammer. She's the mole we've been looking for. She's been sanctioned. Suddenly, leaving her without saying goodbye or even good morning tore his happy-go-lucky facade into regretful shreds. The bite of scone caught in his esophagus as his mouth went dry. He waved off the proffered handkerchief for a gulp of black coffee. He couldn't believe they invoked the treacherous clause. Are we certain? He looked at his dark and sweet. The weight in his pocket became a stone in his soul. The desired antique pewter biscuit box holding a shell necklace for her. Yes. Huh, interesting. All right, so I'm assuming the director like loved her. Maybe it was a love that left. She was one of the actresses, and then the question is, are we certain like that she won't be coming back? And the director has the weight in his pocket, and like maybe the pewter is tied. Yeah, it's tied to her because the necklace. That's right, she is a spy. Thank you. Sorry, forgot about that. But yeah, the answer is yes, she won't be coming back, which almost has an ominous tone. Like, if you are so certain that they're not coming back, is it because you know they're dead? And if you know they're dead, did you have a hand in their death? Just saying. Her handler is in love with her. Oh, okay. It's happened a few times in stories. I'm not against it, by the way. I'm all for the storyline. All right. What is wrong with my mouse right now? Listen here. Okay. I am frozen. Hopefully I'm not frozen for y'all. Whoa, 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 whoa. I did not want that to open. Nope. I accidentally clicked the icon. It was a Twitch studio, which that's not going to be until tomorrow night. So hopefully I'm not frozen for y'all. I think that's a hint that I need to go. I'm going to have to save my document. But I appreciate everybody coming out, as y'all always do on Saturdays. Next Saturday, I believe we will be on Chandra's channel doing the same thing. And I look forward to writing with y'all. And I look forward to seeing Chandra's flashes that she comes up with. To let you know, I'm at like 202 flashes so far. So thank you, Mom Maggie, for letting me know that. But I am like getting through, and this was episode 170 and 171, which means we have 39 flashes left in the book. Just 39. And you're fine, Nia. Absolutely fine. Oh, speaking of Nia, a week from tomorrow, so you have time. Oh, thanks, old grumpy mama. Glad you can jump in. So tomorrow, a week from tomorrow, on Nia's channel, we're doing the Good Omens scripting the book, where I've been listening to the Good Omens story. I got like less than 20% left, and then I'm gonna watch entire season 1. I believe it's on Amazon Prime of Good Omens. I'm gonna watch that as well. So you got time to catch up if you want to join us. So that will be September 18th at 12 p.m. on Nia's channel, Vixen of Fiction. Tomorrow night, I will be live on Twitch at 7, just in time to be done by 9 p.m., which on Old Grumpy Mama's Twitch stream, where she shows a Canadian film every single week. So definitely been enjoying that. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I will see you next Saturday on Chandra's channel as we continue this process. Watch party for one of the episodes. For maybe the final episode. We could do that on Saturday, maybe. All the ideas. Okay, we'll talk, Nia. We'll talk. All right. Bye, everybody. Oh, wait, I got to end the broadcast, not leave the stream. Leave the studio. Okay. Bye, everybody. Thank you for coming.